In this lesson, we are going to learn how we can retrieve data from Cloud Firestore and display that data in our application. We'll start by understanding how we can retrieve data from Firestore, and then in the later part of this lesson, we'll learn how we can display all that data in our Ionic application. For this lesson, I have added data about a few more products into the products collection. So now you can see that in the products collection, I have a total of 6 documents, and each document contains information about a different product. So let's get back to Visual Studio Code and learn how we can get this data in our Ionic application. So here we are back inside Visual Studio Code, and we have this code that we wrote in the last lesson, which adds a new product with this product name and this product price every time the Firestore page loads up. So let's cut this code out, otherwise we'll end up having the same product a number of times in our collection, and move this code inside its own function. Let's call this function as createDocument, and in this function we'll paste all this code. Next, we'll create another function to get all the data from Firestore. So let's go ahead and create an array first, and let's call this array as products, and this will be an array of type any, and I'll initialize its default value as a blank array. Next, I'll go ahead and create a new function, and we'll call this function as getDocuments. Inside this function, we'll write the code to get all the documents from the products collection. So we'll start by using the Firebase SDK, firebase.firestore.collection. The collection function takes in the name of the collection, which is products in our case, and on this we can execute the get function. The get function returns a query document snapshot object. This query document snapshot object contains an array called docs, which contains all the documents from this collection. So let's execute the promise on this function, and here we can receive an object of type query document snapshot, and let's call it query document snapshot as well with the lowercase q. In here, for now, we'll log query document snapshot.docs, which is an array, to the console. And in case an error occurs, we'll handle that in the catch block. For now, we'll log the error to the console as well. Finally, we'll call the getDocuments function from our constructor. So here, inside the constructor, we'll go ahead and type in this.getDocuments, and let's save the file. And now, as the application refreshes in the browser, we should get some console logs in the browser's console. So here you can see that I get an array logged to the console, which contains a total of 6 objects. Each of these objects contains information about an individual document. We cannot see all this information right here except the ID, which is the ID of the corresponding document inside the collection, but there is a function that allows you to access all the JSON data inside this document. So let's see how we can access all this JSON data inside the document and display that data inside our page in the application. So first of all, we'll assign query document snapshot.docs array to our products array. Since products array is a class level array, we will be able to access it inside our firestore.page.html file. So we'll open firestore.page.html file, and the first thing I'll do is improve the title here. Next, we'll create an ion list inside the ion content. Inside this ion list, we'll be creating one ion item for each product inside the products array, and we'll use an ng-for for that. So I'll use the ion item component, and here on the ion item component, I'll use an ng-for. In here, we can go ahead and type in let product of products, where products is the array that we want to loop over. And for each product, we just want to display product.data, which is the function that gives us all the JSON data from the document. And from this JSON data, we want to extract product underscore name property. Let's save that and see what we get. And there you can see that on the page, I get this list with all the products in my products collection. As of now, we are only displaying the product name. Let's go ahead and display all the other information that we have for each document. So the first thing I'll do is create an ion label inside my ion item. And in this ion label, within an h2 tag, I'll use interpolation to display the product name. Similarly, I'll use an h3 tag to display the product price. So I'll just change the name of the property to product price. I'll also append a dollar symbol along with this text to indicate that this is a price. Finally, we'll use a p tag and use interpolation to display the document's ID. The document's ID is not accessible inside all the JSON data. You can only access document ID using the document's reference, which is product in our case, .id, and this will give you the document ID. We are displaying this document ID here only for debugging purposes. There is no actual use for that. So now that we have everything that we can display, let's save it and see what we get in the application. And there you can see that I have so much information about each document or each product inside our application. We have the product name, the price, and the document ID that can be used to perform certain operations on this document. So now that we know how we can get the data from Cloud Firestore and display it in our Ionic application, let's learn how we can apply conditions and perform queries while we retrieve data from Firestore.